Hello Facebook Pets people, I'm Konstantinos, and today we're going to discuss on how you should test every new creative and every new idea that you have into your ad account. You're going to see so many videos on the internet, on YouTube here, that they're talking about the best structure for you to test and all of that. I have a completely different approach. I do believe that in each ad account you should test with whatever is working. And let me explain that. So basically, if you go in another account and you are just trying to impose something that has worked in another account, I don't think that it's correct. I'm all about understanding the algorithm, making a blueprint for each one of the ad account that you're working with, and basically be able to have a unique tailor-made strategy for your ad account based on what is working and based on what makes sense with your numbers and your funnel and all of that. Most people are saying that you should go and you should do $5 campaigns ABO. Other people talk about other structures. I believe that because I also work with multiple campaigns and not just with one testing campaign and one scaling campaign, I have proven all of these things with multiple accounts that are working, at least for me. And the way of thinking is this. You're gonna test some structures. You're gonna test, for example, a CBO with 4 adsets and $200. You're gonna test a CBO crazy method, for example. You're gonna test a CBO with 6 adsets, for example, and $100, who knows. Then you're gonna test an ABO with multiple ads. Then you're gonna test this and that and that. Whatever is gonna work, basically, it's the structure that you're gonna use, and from now on, you're gonna keep piling up campaigns with your new angles, new creatives, new products, and all of that, as we discussed, so that you're not gonna have the daily loop theory. If you're hearing any different strange wording, just go and search my channel for these different things. You're gonna be amazed about the things and how rigged meta ads are. Like the daily loop theory, there's a whole playlist that you can see and you can understand what it is and how it works. So the structure is gonna be of testing whatever is working on your ad account, and you're gonna pile up campaigns and of course not the same creatives, and scaling is another thing. We're doing that in order for us to establish new campaigns, new creatives, new angles, new ideas, and be able to scale like this instead of increasing the budgets. Increasing the budgets is gonna come later, which is another topic, and I have other videos explaining it. Hi guys, I would like to interrupt this video in order to talk to you about my Facebook ads course. It took me 6 months of video editing everything and 3 months of video shooting. And because of that, I have created the best Facebook ad course in the world. Inside, you're going to find super advanced information, but information also for beginners. It takes you by the hand in order to teach you how to do Facebook ads from the beginner level to super advanced level. It has inside Loom videos from cost caps, speed caps, Loom videos from CBO, ASC optimization. It has chosen 5 sessions, inner circle sessions, and it has a lot of theory with whiteboard, also strategies that are working all of these years, things that I have developed, things that I know that are working because I have spent millions and millions on the platform. Currently, I'm spending between 5 and 10 million every month, sometimes it's even more, across 30 accounts, and I have access to many more. So I know what is currently working and all the latest trends, and this is what I'm doing inside the course. I'm showing you live ad accounts with real spend and what is working right now. And if you want, you can click the link below, you can go and you can check some videos that I have open free for you, so that you can check if you like the course or not and decide if you want to buy it or not. I will see you there. In general, you should be testing by always thinking the one variable rule. What does this mean? That if I'm having a structure which is working on my ad account, and I'm using this structure like a CBO with 4 adsets, for example, a $200 budget, 3 to 5 ads per ad set, all of them, all of the ads are gonna be the same across the ad sets, and the ad sets, for example, they are gonna be a crazy method broad targeting. So this is my structure, for example, I see it working. What am I going to do is I'm gonna do another campaign, and I'm using the one variable rule. I'm changing only one variable. What is this variable? The new creatives, my new idea. So if it doesn't work, I cannot just blame the structure of the CBO because it has worked in the past on my ad account, and I know that it can work in my ad account, so I can blame the creatives that they didn't do well. The opposite can also happen. If I have winning creatives, I can just test different structures and see which one is gonna work, because I cannot just blame the creatives. I can just come and say that it's a structure that's not working because these creatives have worked in the past on the ad account. Of course, all of this is just general guidelines and stuff. The actual work is happening on the ad accounts, but with all of this way of thinking and mindset, you're getting an idea of how I like to test. Second question that I get asked a lot is, For how long should I keep a test in order for me to decide if it's a good test or a bad test or if it's successful or not? Basically, my rule of thumb here is 48 hours. 48 hours is the minimum that I would like to see someone or me running a campaign in order to decide. After that point, I can decide if I want to optimize it, ABO style if it's ABO, single ad set with multiple ads, or CBO style if it's multiple ad sets, optimize CBO, see if there's any chance of me optimizing it, maybe it's profitable from the beginning, maybe I believe that I can make it profitable, if it's worth it, in other words, if it's worth my time, if it's worth also the spend that we're gonna put to this campaign. So after that point, I'm gonna decide that. And yes, there are ways to even make an unprofitable campaign profitable, but I have to see potential to it. For example, a really good dominant ad, which is actually having good results. A dominant ad set, which is having in a CBO very good results, and I believe that by the time I can improve it. Now, after that point, you can keep touching every 24, 48 hours, whatever, and you can keep optimizing, or you can decide at some point if you are gonna leave it alone or if you wanna scale it, but this goes after that point. Now, there are a lot of times that I would like to touch a campaign on 24 hours mark, and there are just some rare cases that something strange is gonna happen. For example, it started immediately, and in the first day, instead of my budget being 200, it spent 500, for example, out of nowhere. Instead of having a cost per unique link click that I'm seeing on the ad account on $1, over there I'm seeing out of nowhere $7, and I don't know why. These are things that they would make, I would start thinking that something is wrong with the campaign and I will close it. The mistake that I see from people doing is that they are just running an ad or a campaign, and after 8 hours they say 0 sales, okay, let me close it. They panic. Most of the time this is happening with people that they have very strict budget and they are actually not able yet to understand that meta is a marathon and not a sprint, and they're making mistakes. In my opinion, if you are just taking a decision of actually testing something, believe it or don't run it at all. Protect your decision. If you're just spending on 8 hours, you're gonna end up losing more money instead of you just deciding to go with 1 or 2 campaigns that you believe on or creatives, and you're gonna leave it there for 48 hours. Let me tell you that in 100% of the cases, it's always better to leave it for the long term, unless if you have something which is completely wrong with your pixel or your funnel or your numbers and all of that, and you're not gonna sell anyway. The long-term approach of leaving it 48 hours, then evaluating the results and stuff, even if that means that you're gonna run less campaigns, it's always better. Next question, how am I going to identify if I have a winning ad or ad set? Basically, the answer over here is very simple. We need to see volume and we need to see good metrics. The metrics that we care about. For example, you might be a SaaS product and you might have break-even ROAS of 1. You might have a digital product like a course, and you might have a break-even ROAS of, you might be a subscription model and you might have a break-even ROAS of 0.8, because in lifetime value, because of the subscriptions, you make more money. Through all of that, there are different metrics and different ROAS, and we have analyzed in the previous video also that we're checking also the profits daily in order for us to understand the correlation between the ROAS and the profits that we get in reality. So over there, it's up to each business, the numbers that you wanna have. Let's say, for example, that with 2 ROAS, we're happy. So I need to see 2 ROAS on the ad set or the ad, if we're talking about single ad set, ABO or CBO, it doesn't matter, with 5 to 10 ads over there. I need to see over there to have spend, basically, to take a big chunk of the spend. And I need to see also a number which is acceptable for me, or a number that I want to have, because I'm seeing that the correlation between this number and the profit sheet is actually healthy numbers, healthy profits every day. So if I'm having that, then you know that this is a winning ad. If an ad is just having 5 ROAS, for example, and it's having out of the 800 spent on the last 7 days, it's having 50 spent, that means that this is leftover budget. And we don't believe that this ad is better than the other because it's not taking the majority of the budget. If it's gonna take the majority of the budget, you close everything else and you keep this one, it's gonna show you its actual numbers, and most of the times, this is not a good thing. So don't believe the 6, 7, 8 ROAS that you see on the bottom on the smaller spends, because it's happening because of leftover budget. So some budget was left, $20. Okay, with $20, it was lucky enough to find a sale. We need to see volume of orders, volume of sales, and we need to see spend and actually good ROAS. So if we have all of that, that means that we have something that is spending and it's having acceptable number for us. Now, if it's scalable or not, it depends. If we have the 2 ROAS that we need to have and we see 3 ROAS, this means that this is scalable. But if we see 2.2, maybe we're gonna leave it as it is instead of trying to scale it and actually ruining it. So this is how you identify a winning ad, and then you move to the next campaign and the next campaign and the next campaign, as we have discussed several times in this channel. And the last part, of course, scaling. Everybody asks, after I find a winner, how do I scale it? As I said earlier, can you scale it? This is a big question. Maybe it's something that's gonna work with X amount of budget and it cannot scale. So am I seeing much higher ROAS from what I get normally? So I'm getting normally 2 ROAS, which is acceptable and profitable for me, and I'm seeing 4 ROAS. This is scalable. I can start increasing the budget. Am I seeing something which is closer to my ROAS that I'm getting or closer to my break-even ROAS? I'm not gonna scale it. I'm gonna try to do another campaign. Most of the times people only think about scaling without thinking on maintaining, downscaling. For example, if something, because maybe you're gonna scale it, it's a good period, bad period comes, you have to downscale it. All of these are things and concepts that you need to know and you need to understand when you're running meta ads in order for you to be able to have a sustainable ad account. Because if you don't do all of that, you're just gonna have an ad account which is gonna be a hit and miss. So, since we solved how you can identify it and if it's scalable, if you can spot if it's scalable or not, the next thing is how. One thing and one way is to increase the budget by 20%. No, I have videos explaining why 20%, especially on the smaller budget, doesn't make any sense, and why learning phase is just another thing from Meta so that it can make you spend more if you're spending small amounts of money. You're gonna increase the budget based on the cost per purchase, basically. If you're having 50 cost per purchase and you're running a campaign for 200 single ad set, let's say ABO, with a very dominant ad, which is working very well, cost per purchase is 50, your budget is 200, make it 100 more, take it to 300. Try to go for more sales. Watch the daily loop theory, the ROAS that you're gonna get, the profits, very important. Go and watch the profits. So I scaled to 300. I was getting every day 200 profit. And now that I scaled to 300, I'm getting 180 profit. Okay, let me lower the budget. So it's so many things that you need to see. You need to see if there is cannibalization. You need to see if it's giving you the same amount of sales while you have scaled in the same campaign. If you haven't done a second campaign, you need to see the profits. You need to see all of that. Another way, of course, is to go into a CBO crazy method, which is another way. You're taking your ad set that is working and you duplicate it multiple times to go for different hot pockets. Is it gonna work? Who knows? Maybe you're gonna have cannibalization. Maybe it's gonna work. Maybe it's gonna kill profits and it's gonna just spend more without giving you extra profits. All of these are things that you need to understand and be able to spot. And the good part is that I'm having all of these things for free here, but if you want to deep dive deeper inside meta ads, you can check my course. And inside there, all of these concepts are there, and you can see over there with live examples, live ad accounts, theory, Loom videos. You can see how I'm scaling ad accounts, the progress that I have done scaling ad accounts, and the mistakes, of course, that I have done in the process. It's the best meta ads course in the world. And if you don't believe me, you can go and you can check the Trustpilot reviews, or there's a free version for you so that you can go and you can check if you like it or not. Also, I do have my coaching program, Chosen 5, where I take 5 people at a time and we do one-on-one sessions every day. Send me a message, maybe we're gonna be a good fit. You need to have a specific spend, more than 5K per day, and we need to be a good fit because this is a daily thing and we cannot just go into calls if we don't like each other, as you can understand. So send me a message, maybe there's a spot, we can discuss about it, and until we meet again, guys, be creative and be consistent.